Hi, I am Caroline Chang, the host and producer of Oneness Radio. Please forgive me, I am recovering from a minor cold. I don't normally get ill, very rarely. I was shoveling snow, which excuse me, we've been getting a lot of snow here in the Poconos, and just a few days ago I was shoveling and came in, and even with my apple cider vinegar, it didn't stop me from getting a cold. I am recovering. I actually feel well. It's just my throat is actually it's worse today than it was yesterday. But anyway, so please forgive the hoarseness of my voice. I wanted to speak to you guys today about knowing everything. Okay, I say that because, excuse me, a couple of people have said to me, even a guest on my show recently, that we can't know it all. And I honestly have to say I totally disagree with that statement. I say that because if we're speaking from our humanness, which I've already did a vlog about how our human senses are extremely limited. I mean, our human senses are so limited, we have no clue. If we only go by our human senses, we have no clue as what's actually happening in reality. So if we're speaking from our human senses, I agree with that statement. But I know that I'm much more and you're much more than a human being. We are divine. Actually, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget any of the words. We are divine, multi-dimensional, holographic, unique aspects of God, all that is. For me, the name God or the term God means all that is. There's nothing that exists that is outside of God. God is everything. God is all that is. And we are aspects, unique aspects of God. And this is who we are at our core. And as divine aspects of God, we do already know it all. We don't remember. We have chosen to forget who we are, to have this experience, to create, not just have this experience, but we are creating this life experience. Our life experience is just a movie of our own creation. It's not solid, it's not real. Basic science teaches us that we do not live in a solid universe. Everything is made up of energy. That energy is interconnected and interdependent. So it's holographic. If you understand what holographic means, which I love Rumi's quote, that you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. So each of us are all of God in a drop, creating our reality, creating our experience. Only we are doing it to ourselves. Nobody is doing it to us. We are creating it from our higher self, our spirit, our higher self that we're never separated from God. And our higher self remembers exactly. Our higher self knows all. And we are connected always to our higher self. So when you want to know the answer to something, you go within. Okay, a book, a teacher, a guru, they're all great. They all can point you to your truth, which only lies in one place, and that is within you, within your heart and your soul. You will tap in to the truth of who you are, and that will appear differently for each of us. That will happen differently and it can appear differently because we each have unique divine aspects, our perceptions, our perspectives, which is supposed to be that way. We're not clones of each other. No two people are alike, but we're all experiencing and creating our experience because God wants to experience it all, and He does. I use the term He just because we're used to saying that. He, she, God is everything, wants to experience everything through us. And so we as divine aspects of God can know it all. Now, in our human state, there's no need to know everything at once. We know what we need to know when we need to know it. And anything you have a question about, you can read about it, you can study about it, but the final answer really will come within. Now, when I speak, I share what resonates as true for me. And people ask me, well, how do you know this? And I know it from one place, from myself, from my heart and my soul. My heart and my soul says yes. And then my heart and soul saying, no, but that's the only source I go to, is within myself. I read, I watch a lot of YouTube. I love YouTube. I study, but from everything that resonates with me as truth that I share with you guys, it is found in science, it is found in metaphysical studies, it is found in ancient wisdom. They all are saying the same thing, and it's actually not complicated. We can make it complicated. Quantum physics can seem very complicated. Ancient wisdom can seem very complicated. All of these things can seem, we can make complicated, but also we can simplify it. And that's what I like to try to do. I like to share the truth that resonates as true for me with the world in a simple way, in a simple, understandable way, where you don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to study for years and years and years and years. It's, to me, you can't get any simpler than oneness. To understand that we are never separate from God. So when people say to me, which recently a guest said it to me on my show, and also my cousin said it to me, we can't know it all. And I totally disagree with that. Because if you're thinking again in human terms, yes, but we're not just human beings. We have a human body, which isn't even solid. Everything is spirit. I learned in 7th grade, nothing is truly solid. We are living in a spiritual world of our own creation that is very dense. So that's why it appears to be solid to our limited senses, because it's very dense, it's very low, it's a low vibration. Everything is energy vibrating. And what is lighter, what we call spirit, is of a higher vibration, and it's lighter. So it doesn't seem solid, but nothing is truly solid. So everything is spirit. And I just wanted to address that question in this video vlog. Can you, as an individual, as a unique divine aspect of God, can you know it all? And yes, you can. You don't need to know everything in every now moment. You need to know what you need to know for that now moment, because we are creating ourselves anew in each and every now moment. So in every moment that we create, we know exactly what we need to know when we need to know it. And anything you have a desire to know, you can know. I meant to mention the Akashic records. The Akashic Records is not a book, and it's in you. Anyone and everyone can access the Akashic Records, which is a record of everything. And you can access that within inside of yourself. So the best way for me to access truth, universal spiritual truth, is to quiet my mind, meditate, focus on my breathing and my heart. And then the answer, if I have a question about anything, the answer comes to me. Eventually, it doesn't, I'm not saying instantaneously, but it will. You keep searching your heart and your soul for the answer. It'll come to you. And like I said, books and teachers and YouTube and all of that is great. When you hear something, when you read something that resonates with you, follow that. But all true knowledge comes from within yourself. Doesn't come from nothing comes from outside of you, because the outside isn't even real. It's just a reflection of your inner. The outer world is a reflection of what's going on inside you. You are creating your outer experience from what is going on in your inner world. So I hope I don't get a lot of comments in the sense. I mean, I welcome comments. I don't want people to think that because I know in our society, if a person says, I know it all, oh, that person's arrogant, all of that. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm not coming from a human perspective at all. I'm coming from the trueness of who we are, which we are divine, multidimensional, holographic, unique aspects of God. That's who we are. And when you come from that the true of your core being, you already know it all. You already have it all. And you've never been ever for a split second separated from God, and never will be. You are eternal. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. And if you have any questions or comments, you could always post them underneath the video. Take care. Namaste.